Recording in progress.
Good morning, everyone. The time is now 5:17 p.m. And Madam Chair, you can call the meeting to order.
Thank you so much, Suki. I appreciate that. So today is August 26th, and I'd like to welcome everybody to the August joint meeting of the San Mateo County Juvenile Justice and Delinquency Prevention Commission meeting. These microphones are much better, I can
right.
tell. Boy, that's a big improvement from last month. Okay, so to get our meeting started, could we please have instructions on how our online participants can participate and hear the meeting in Spanish, please?
Sure. Members of the public, a live interpretation of this entire meeting will be provided in Spanish. To access the live interpretation services, please click the interpretation globe icon and then select the Spanish language. At this time, I would like my colleague, Teresa or Karen, to provide these instructions in Spanish, and then I'll start the Spanish channel.
Miembros del público, la Junta completa contará con interpretación en vivo en el idioma español. Para acceder a los servicios de interpretación en la aplicación Zoom, por favor, diríjase a las herramientas en el Zoom y haga clic en el icono de un globo, el mundo terráqueo, y seleccionen el idioma español. Gracias.
Thank you. Back to you, Chair.
Thank you so much. All right, so could we get we'll do a roll call so we can establish a quorum and get started.
Sure. Commissioner Huber Levy is absent. Commissioner Ginevra?
Here.
Thank you, Commissioner Ali.
Here.
Thank you, Commissioner Blanco. Attorney absent. Commissioner Bocanegra? Thank you. Commissioner Clemmer?
Here.
Thank you, Commissioner Lang is absent. Commissioner Patton?
Here.
Thank you, Commissioner Venkatesh.
Here.
And then Chair Rasmussen.
Here, thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
We do have a quorum.
Wonderful. Okay, so next up on the agenda is the approval of our July 29 meeting minutes. Do I have a motion, or is there any discussion on any edits? All right, motion by Commissioner Bocanegra,
Second.
second by Commissioner Ali. Thank you so much.
We can do all in favor.
Aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passes.
Thank you. And I'm looking for a motion to approve our agenda. All right, Commissioner Bocanegra.
I'll second.
All right, Commissioner Venkatesh, thank you so much.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Any nays? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes unanimously.
Thank you so much. So I have an announcement to make. It's a positive one, but Commissioner Amaya Nori has left us to go to Duke. So he was accepted into MIT and he was going to leave in September, but then he got an offer from Duke and decided to take it early. So he will be back to join us in December, where we can present him with a plaque for his service, thank him for all he's done. But he apologizes for having to go on such short notice, but when he got that acceptance, he was on his way. So that's wonderful. Yeah, that's really, he's going to be greatly missed. He was a real asset to this commission. All right, so now we are up to public comment for any items that are not listed on the agenda.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Members of the public, if you wish to comment, please give me a speaker slip. And also, if you want to speak on Zoom, please do raise your hand. We'll start with this room first. Melissa Wilson.
Hi, my name's Melissa Wilson. I'm a former JJDPC member, and I also work with the youth as a tutor in juvenile hall. And I was really shocked last month when we heard that the MDT meetings would no longer include the multidisciplinary team, and that they would be no longer once a month, and that they might even exclude the youth and the parent. I just wanted to reflect that those meetings are really important to me to help me keep the youth accountable. So I may hear about a little problem with the computer, but it's not until I go to the MDT meeting that I find out the nature of the violation. And a lot of what I do with my youth is more in the vein of coaching rather than tutoring. And so things like that, how well he's doing on unit, is very important to him and to me and to our relationship. Anyway, I just hope that probation will not take the simpler path and rather stay the course, which from a participant's point of view works really well. Excuse me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't have any other speakers from this room, so I do see one hand raised online. Inya Yuan, please proceed. Inya Yuan?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, please proceed.
Hi, I'm Anya Yan. I just wanted to make a comment that I am interested in joining the JJDPC, and Ms. Huber-Levy told me to make my presence known for attendance purposes. That's all.
Okay, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you. No other hands are raised here, so back to you.
All right, thank you so much. All right, so first up on our system partner updates is Ron Reyes, the Director of the Juvenile Private Defender Program, and Ron is joining us today via Zoom. Welcome, Ron.
Good evening, everyone. Good to see you all. For my monthly report for the past 4 weeks, we had 36 assignments to petition we received. The breakdown of those petitions were 14 were detentions. And out of the 14, 5 of those petitions included allegations for 707B type of offenses. As I say every month, 707B offenses are these serious felonies are listed in the Welfare Institution Code Section 707B. An example of that would be robbery, assault, murder, attempted murder. Those are kind of example of what those, there's a long list of offenses. And then we also had 17 out of custody cases, arraignments, and out of that 17, 4 of them included allegation of 707B offenses. We had 4 sealings, petition for sealings, of which these sealing petitions are where we seek to close the records or seal the record of youth who have been in the system in the past. On our Miranda hotline, we received 12 calls from arresting agencies, and the breakdown for those calls are as follows. We conducted 11 consultations, and the age of the youth we spoke to were 16, 17, were 9. We had 1 youth, 15-year-old, and then we had one youth that was 14-year-old. And that concludes my my report for this month. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Ron. Does anybody have any question? Oh, and I noticed that Commissioner Blanco has arrived as well as Commissioner Ling. Welcome. Any
At 5:24 p.m.
Thank you. Any questions for Ron Reyes? No? All right. Thank you so much, Ron. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Nadia Han, District Attorney. Thank you so much for being here. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. Good evening. So for the last period, in terms of our filings from July 30th through today, there were 25 cases that involved felony charges. 19 cases that involved misdemeanors and or infractions for a total of 44 cases that filed that last month.
Okay, any questions for District Attorney Han? I don't see any. Thank you so much. Moving right along to probation. Welcome. We have Yvonne Bustos and Becky Powers with us. Welcome.
Good evening, everyone. These are the juvenile services numbers for July 2025. We had a total of 223 on supervision, 107 youth going through the court process, and 14 on diversion for a total of 344. We have 8 youth with gang orders under supervision, and for race and ethnicity, we have Our biggest number is Hispanic Latino at 226, followed by Black at 38 and white at 32. For gender, we had a total of 78 female and 266 male. For the cities, for the highest numbers will be Redwood City at 60, San Mateo at 54, East Palo Alto at 40, and out of county were 50. And that's it for the juvenile services.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and report the data for the juvenile hall. As of today, our total population is 32. That's 29 males and 2 females and 1 non-binary. And within the 32 is 8 SYTF, which is our secure track program, and that's 7 males and 1 female for SYTF. We have 11 currently on EMP and 1 on EMP and CAM, with a total of 12. The one-day snapshot for the last day of July was as follows. We have 26 felony males, 2 misdemeanor males, 0 felony females, 1 misdemeanor female, with a total of 29. For secure youth treatment facility, we have 7 felony males, 1 felony female, with a total of 8. For our electronic monitoring program, our population is felony 13 males, 0 misdemeanor males, 0 felony females, and 1 misdemeanor female, with a total of 14. For the YSC race and ethnicity, which includes the SYTF, we have 0 Asian, 3 Black, 29 Hispanic Latino, 1 Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, 3 white, 0 Middle Eastern, and 1 other, with a total of 37. For our EMP race and ethnicity, we have 0 Asian, 1 Black, 10 Hispanic Latino, 2 Native Hawaiian or Pacific Islander, 1 white, 0 Middle Eastern, and 0 other, with a total of 14. The average daily population at the YSC was 21 male predisposition, 3 male post-disposition, 1 female predisposition, and 0 female post-disposition, with a total of 25. For SYTF, we have 7 male post-disposition and 1 female post-disposition, with a total of 8. For EMP, we have 10 male predisposition, 4 female post-disposition, 0 female predisposition, and 1 female post-disposition, with a total of 15. The average length of stay for July was 56 days YSC and 39 EMP. For the bookings, we had 4 bookings in county, 14 out-of-county bookings, with a total of 18. We had 18 releases for YSC, 9 EMP successful completions, 0 CAM successful completions. For EMP referrals, we had 8 in custody, 0 out of custody, with a total of 8. And for CAM referrals, we had 1 in county and 0 out of county, with a total of 1. Thank you.
Great. Questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Commissioner Venkatesh.
Yeah, I wanted to ask probation about any updates on their decisions regarding the MDT meetings.
Yes, I have an email that I received. Do you want to go, who wants to address it? Maybe
I
John?
was going to say there should be an update that was sent by our deputy chiefs too.
Yeah.
Okay.
So after we ask these questions, we'll go ahead and do that. Question on the update.
Yeah, I was just wondering how the back to school has gone. Well, at in the facility.
It's been fine so far. Our older population started college So that's seems to be going okay. And the high school seems to be going good as well.
Okay, I'm forgetting my train of thought on my question, but thank you so much for that comprehensive data. We really appreciate it. It helps give a snapshot. Now I'm remembering. Could you give us a little, what is CAM? That's not a term that we've heard a lot about. So could you explain a little
So
bit about
CAM
what
is called continuous alcohol monitoring. So it's like, it looks like an EMP device on your ankle and it just reads alcohol. So if someone's consuming alcohol, the device will read it. So it's for alcohol testing.
Okay, so that explains probably why we don't hear of it
Very much of
often
it,
because it's
yes.
kind of a rare thing.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much for explaining that. Okay, and then I will go ahead and present, thank you. I'll go ahead and share what was sent by Manye Wade, I believe it was on Friday. So he says the Secure Track Multidisciplinary MDT community partners will be invited to attend the initial individual rehabilitation plan meetings when a minor non-minor is committed to Secure Track. Following the initial meeting, community partners will be invited to attend on a quarterly basis at the update meeting. Community partners will also be invited to the IRP MDT update meeting, which is held at least every 6 months prior to the minor non-minors review. Additionally, community partners will be invited to attend the reentry planning meetings. And then it says SB 823 requires the following meetings, and it talks about the initial meeting within 30 calendar days. It talks about a minimum of every 6 months that we're reviewing the IRP and the status of the progress of the youth, and then the reentry planning meeting. And the program participants, the minor or non-minor, the probation department representative, typically we have staff who works with the youth on the unit, as well as the probation officer who helps facilitate the meeting, a representative from BHRS, a representative from the college or County Office of Ed if appropriate, the parents, guardians, supportive adults, advocates, anyone else who's providing support. So typically we'll see FLY, like Melissa says, tutoring, anyone who's providing services or offering support. And then the minor's attorney or non-minor's attorney and the district attorney. So that is the note here. So it's from what we see here is not only will we have quarterly meetings, we'll have the update meetings. And then when they're first committed, they get that one meeting. So I'm thinking we add this quarterlies 4, initials 5, and then the 2, that brings us up to 7. I think that's excellent. And I just want to echo what Melissa Wilson said is I've been participating in these meetings since they began. And I think I've attended a meeting for every one of our Secure Track youth. And I can tell you that the ones who have consistent meetings with a team that works collectively together are the ones that are really excelling, the ones that are really doing well. So I am very appreciative to probation for hearing our concerns and for seeing the value in these meetings. So thank you, Chief. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. And I just wanted to say publicly, we're sorry for the confusion of the last meeting. And frankly, it was a misunderstanding, and I'm glad we were able to correct it so quickly. So thank you for giving us the opportunity to correct the issue.
Perfect. Okay, so next up then will be, unless you have something to add, Chief, was there anything you wanted to share?
No, the only other thing I wanted to add was that we're also working on bringing back the family nights. That had been something that we had done pretty regularly in the past. We'll be bringing those back pretty regularly for youth. And so we're actively putting together those programs. And so you'll be hearing more about those within the next month.
That's very exciting. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
All right, let me see. I see Judge Adazadi has joined us. I apologize for keeping her waiting. I just saw it now. Okay, welcome, Your Honor. Okay, so County Office of Education,
Hi.
Sarah Knott. Hello.
Okay.
Welcome, Sarah.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I wanted to start with a congratulations to Commissioner Amaya Nori. I really appreciated working with him when he was, I believe, the chair of the education evaluation. And Duke is very lucky to have him. So please pass on my best wishes. We just started our new school year last Monday and are so tremendously grateful to our new team of administrators, Freedom Siam and Jason Arenas. In the professional development days leading up to school, they engaged staff in a really comprehensive and collaborative learning experience designed to align academic, behavioral, and social emotional systems. The sessions focused on the importance of standards-aligned implementation of curriculum with fidelity and supporting diverse learning modalities, as well as integration of career and technical education. Our administrative team also placed a strong emphasis on positive behavioral interventions and supports, or PBIS, including underscoring the continued use of our PBIS platform 5-star to reinforce positive behavioral choices and use consistent data-informed practices as a result. Staff also explored multi-tiered systems of support, or MTSS, emphasizing the environmental adjustments that might need to be made in order to meet the needs of our students in alternative education settings. So it was a really robust preparation, and I think that was key in launching a wonderful first week. During the first week of school, the administrative team really focused on 3 key areas. The first was community building and relationship development. So making sure that they started out with fostering positive relationships and positive school culture. The second was academic planning and support structures, where every student received individualized planning and academic guidance, transcript reviews, and tailored supports in the development of their individual learning plans. And the third area of focus was around just really creating a welcoming atmosphere and ensuring students were engaged. So with a lot of hands-on classroom involvement and on-site presence from our administrator, who has actually, the office has moved to the school side so that they're even more present throughout the school day instead of being on the office side, on the other side of the doors. It just really set a great tone. So the students responded very positively. So it was great. We're really excited. And then just for school enrollment numbers, as of today, we have 2 8th graders, 1 9th grader, 1 10th grader, 11 11th graders, and 8 12th graders for a total of 23 students. So we just got back up and running. So that's all I have for today. I'll look forward to bringing you more at the next meeting, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I think that really helps us put into perspective what's happening there, knowing that we have, 8, we don't often get 8th graders, right? So that's really challenging, that wide group. So thank you for that. Any questions for Sarah Notch, County Office of Education? Yes, Commissioner Ali.
Okay, thank you. I was just wondering, what is like the biggest challenge that you're facing and how we could help you?
Oh, that's a great question. Honestly, I think kind of the historical challenges that we've had have really been around, and a lot of our programs, most of our programs are like this, having multi-grade level classrooms. And so I know the team is focusing on that a lot this year and thinking through scaffolded instruction and ensuring that the students have purpose of place. So they're in getting instruction in academic areas that they still need. And it's a juggling act, but they're keenly aware of that. I would actually love to bring back a better answer in September once we've had a chance to see how things are going with this year. And I'll ask staff for any ideas about opportunities for your help and partnership. I really appreciate that question.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Sarah Notch? All right, thank you so much, Sarah. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, next up is Fly, Fresh Lifelines for Youth. So I think I have Tati online, and then okay, great. Welcome, Tati.
Hi, good afternoon. Sorry, good evening. So I will be speaking on our REPS program, which is our in-custody case management program. We currently have 10 enrolled in case management, and all 10 attend weekly life skills workshops with Harold as well. 8 of those 10 are SYTF, so we do case manage all of our secure track youth. 2 of those are non-SYTF, and then we have 5 on our wait list who are predisposition. Right now, because 9 out of those 10 did start college, we are working on time management, getting homework done, stuff like that, just prepping them for their first week of school. And let me see, we are in the process of building up a credible messenger mentorship program. So we have 4 SYTF who were interested in becoming mentors to some of the younger guys on different units. We are still ironing out with probation what that would look like. So it is the very beginning stages, but that is our plan for those youth. And those are all my updates.
That's wonderful. Paying it forward and helping the younger ones, and that's beautiful. Thank you. Any questions for Tati? No? Okay, Chris Cortez, welcome.
Good evening, everyone. So for the reentry program, we have currently 30 youth enrolled we have a pretty hefty wait list, I would say like around 10. And I just wanted to highlight a couple of pro-social events that our young people have been partaking in. So we had the opportunity for a lot of our young people to apply to the Phoenix Garden program. It's right across from the juvenile hall. So if you guys ever have a chance to be in that area and check out the garden, it was like in partnership with VHRS. So it was really cool to get to go to their graduation. And I think like we had 7 youth in total from Fly that were a part of that program. And, you know, they look specifically for youth that are in like court and community schools. So that was really awesome. And it was their first year doing it, and they're hoping to kind of bring it back every year. And then with Fly itself, we got the chance to take 2 of our young people to 49ers training camp. They had a lot of fun at that event. And then our most recent event, we actually had 12 youth attend. And I think in the past, we've only had 4 to 5. So we have a lot of interest from the young people to be in pro-social settings. And we have a back to school workshop that will be happening tomorrow with around 12 youth that are also interested in just going over expectations, scenarios, kind of best ways to handle the school environment and getting back into it, especially since a lot of our young people haven't been in a high school setting ever, or it'll be their first time kind of reintegrating. And yeah, so that's been a lot of our focus as case managers, is making sure that all of our young people are back in school and kind of just advocating for them in those spaces. And kind of like any disciplinary meetings as well, just being faces at those schools. So those are our main updates.
Do you have any clients who are participating in Project Change?
Right now we have 2.
Okay, wonderful.
Mhm.
I love to see how that program is really expanding.
Yeah, one at Cañada, and then the other one is going into CSM.
Okay, great, wonderful. All this exciting news with the start of the school year. Thank you so much for your work. Any other questions for Fly for Crispet? Yes, Commissioner Lee.
Similar to what I asked the schools, well, actually a little differently. If you had a magic wand and you could get whatever you could to help those youth for that whole back to school process, what would you need?
I think just giving our youth chances at those schools and an opportunity to attend them. They've often been pushed out of those learning environments and are at like their last options. So just giving them a chance to attend and kind of not placing judgment on them, because that does carry over in very negative ways. So
I just want to comment on that. That's so true what you said, because oftentimes parents and students really need that support.
yeah.
I got a call last week from a youth, from the mother who said, I think they're going to expel my son. We went to the meeting, they had support, we talked it out. He was able to stay. So those connections are
Mhm.
critical in keeping our kids there. It's so complex what their needs are.
Yeah.
So that support is so valuable. So thank you for that.
Mhm.
Okay. I do not see anyone from BHRS on the call, but let me check one more time. Okay, I do not see anyone, and I do not see a representative from Children and Family Services. So we will take public comment on system partner updates. Thank you, Suki.
Thank you, Chair. Members of the public, if you wish to comment on item 3A through G, please raise your hand here in this room or on Zoom. Okay. Oh, sure. Come on. No hands are raised on Zoom, but we do have one comment from this room. If you could state your name. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I'm Becca Keeler, and I'm within our care, San Mateo County. First, I just want to say thank you, Chief Keen. I'm sorry your other members left, but thank you so much. I'm sorry there was a misunderstanding, but for the change that you're making or taking back in involving the community, JJDPC, the families, and so on. I have to say, when I went home last month, I was just kind of sick because I kept thinking we're trying to rehabilitate these children, and yet we're taking away all their support systems. So I just want to really say thank you very much. I'm really very delighted to hear that we're going to be involving the community and the commission and the families and so on. And I also was really pleased to hear what Fly was talking about. So awesome. I was just thinking, I wonder how the community might help with maybe educating the speaking people within the school system to help them to help accept our kids when they come back into the schools. And so I'm just kind of, that's going around in my head. If people have ideas on that, I'd love to hear. Thank you.
Thank you for your comment. I think Commissioner Blanco will address that later on in the presentation.
Thank you. No additional comments.
All right. Okay, so now we have a presentation from Commissioner Clemmer about a canine therapy program. This is a program that we're very excited about. We spoke with Superintendent Bustos. She's excited about it. So we're just learning about what's available and how we might bring this to the YSC. So thank you so much for stepping up and for doing this for us.
Yeah, of course. I'd like to thank everyone who's in attendance today. This is something that I'm extremely passionate about, and I'm very excited to report that we have a very passionate team behind this, and a lot of prominent community members are very, on board with this. So I'd like to propose the therapy dog program within juvenile justice facilities within San Mateo County. And then, yes, I'll let you know when you can move on. So, thank you. So to give an overview, youth within system run facilities often deal with mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and PTSD. Therapy animals, especially dogs, have been proven to alleviate these symptoms and are widely praised by medical professionals. By connecting system-impacted youth with certified emotional support animals and their handlers, we can combat the mental health crisis in these facilities. So obviously, there's been substantial amounts of research
Obviamente,
that supports the fact
muchos
that
recursos
um,
y apoyos
emotional support animals are extremely effective at
para
assisting people with
apoyo
mental health
emocional,
issues.
Oh, 1 second, Commissioner Clemmer.
para apoyar a las personas con
Teresa,
problemas de salud mental.
Teresa, you should be in the Spanish channel. So
Yes?
you should be in the Spanish channel.
Oh. Yeah, I got kicked out of somehow. I got kicked out of the
No problem. Let me
meeting,
add you
but
again.
I'm
Okay.
back in.
Okay, 1 second, please.
Mhm.
Sorry, Commissioner Clemmer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Is that good, Teresa? I believe so. Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So this is the organization that that we're hoping to work with. So it's Furry Friends Pet Assisted Therapy Services. So they're the oldest all-volunteer pet therapy program in the South Bay, operating for 40 plus years. Additionally, they provide a very heartfelt mission statement saying that they want to deliver the love and affection of volunteers and their pets to enhance the lives of people with special needs. So they have worked in many institutions, including educational facilities, K through 12, special ed classes, as well as mental health institutions, hospitals, and they even provided emotional support after this year's election at the local Atherton Library. Um, so they do have 501c3 status, so they're community funded and all donations are tax deductible. So they operate completely cost free. The people whose dogs that they are using have been independently certified as well as their handlers. So these are dogs that are not, purchased or bred for the specific purpose. They're dogs that have displayed a propensity to be extremely affectionate as well as, be able to work in social environments. And because of that, the dogs have a very personal bond with their handlers as they're also their personal owners. So it means that they have a lot more control over these animals. It's humane. These animals are brought home, but they also partner a lot with local animal shelters. So if dogs need homes and they're particularly friendly, oftentimes they'll be enrolled in this program to, potentially find them a match with someone that may be looking to adopt a dog. So like I said, they work a lot at schools, libraries, hospitals, nursing homes, corporate events, and more. Usually in Palo Alto, all the way up to Morgan Hill, occasionally in places within San Francisco. So they're able to be transported all around the Bay Area. So they have a massive legacy of service, operating at 1,000 plus sites over their history and have contributed over 100,000 volunteer hours. So they really know what they're doing. Luckily for us, there should be one slide after that one about our liaison. There. Yeah. So this is our liaison. Her name is Blythe Jack. She's a mom and philanthropist, and she graduated from Vanderbilt with a Bachelor's of Arts in Communications in 1996. So she was a former managing partner at TSG, which is a prominent investing baking firm, where she built up many prominent brands, including Thrive Cosmetics, It Cosmetics, Vitamin Water, Backcountry Supply, Dutch Bros, and more. And she's also the mom of my childhood best friend. So I'm very close with this woman. I personally can speak to her character. And she's currently a board member and sponsor of the Silicon Valley Humane Society, commonly abbreviated as HSSV. And she has recently began helping to expand partnerships with furry friends. So I've been talking to her a lot recently, and she's really excited to partner with us. She said that she would love to speak to people both at HSSV and at the Furry Friends organizations to see if they could get even more animals involved so they could, visit locations at, more frequently. So right now, she said that the most frequent that this organization does is bi-weekly, but we're hoping to implement something, hope at first less regularly, just to test the waters and see how both the people within the facilities as well as the animals and everyone else involved are taking to it. And so she is keeping me in contact with the people that work at the corporate side of this organization. And I'm going to be having a Zoom call with them soon, and I'm going to be touching base with Blythe frequently. And we're hoping to get the ball rolling on this, and we can expect to do so usually within 6 months. In the past, when I've looked on their website for information, in terms of logistics, this usually requires contracts that are signed by, usually in this case, I believe it would be the Board of Supervisors would have to, I'm not sure, but it would have to be someone within the county level that would just have to sign certain contracts. And then oftentimes if people participating are under 18, they would need a parent or guardian waiver to be signed. But aside from that, this is easy to implement. They cover the transportation and care of these animals. And so they're really compatible in these types of institutions that we're hoping to expand. So I'm really excited to report this news to you guys, and I can't wait to see this in action.
That sounds wonderful. Just for clarification, so commissioners who are under the age of 18 are allowed to go into the facility because it's mandated that we have youth commissioners. But traditionally, members of the public who are under 18 do not go into the facility just for liability reasons.
Yeah.
So great. So I think this is a wonderful idea. I know that we've had some really high needs youth at the hall in the last 6 months who really could have benefited from a program such as this. So would it be possible to put a package together so we could share it with John Keane, because he would be the one who would need to
Absolutely.
authorize it and
Mhm.
and make the decision on
Mhm.
to move forward. But
Mhm.
I know that we've been talking to many of the staff,
Yeah.
and everybody seems to be really supportive of it. And I think it's a wonderful idea. I think it teaches kids compassion and how to communicate, how to be still,
Yeah.
right? How to, all those important things.
Mhm.
So, thank you.
Yeah, well, I definitely would look forward to putting together a package. I know after speaking to not only Blythe and soon to be speaking with furry friends, I'm sure that they'd love to put their input in into this, as well as produce statements on their side as what they want to add. I know that they have experience with pitching these sorts of implementations. So I'd love to put together a formal presentation for Mr. King.
Wonderful. Does anybody have any questions for Commissioner Clemmer? No. Thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
work on this. I appreciate it. Okay, should we take public comment?
Sure. Thank you. Members of the public, if you wish to comment on item 4, please speak from this room or raise your hand on Zoom. Okay, no hands are raised. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, so next up is an item that I'm going to be presenting with Suki's help. And so this item originated this year. We wanted to incorporate Gateway Corton Community School into our education evaluation. And the reasoning behind that was, over the last year, the commission has received numerous calls from students, parents, previous employees, principals who used to work there, about some of the issues that have gone on there. And they were concerning. So being that many of our probation youth attend Gateway, we thought it would be important to evaluate what was happening there, because that's a safety net for our kids and it prevents incarceration. A lot of kids may be on ankle monitor, they're released and they're over there. So, so when we put in that request, we received word back from County Office of Ed, other county council, politely declining our request to look into that. So what we've decided to do, a couple of us have brainstormed, like, how do we best meet the needs of our youth on probation? How do we make sure that we're utilizing this vital resource? Because many of us know that Gateway was on the chopping block just a couple of years ago. They were talking about closing it. And I know many of us worked hard to keep it because we feel it's a vital resource for the community, both on our juvenile justice and our delinquency prevention side. So, okay, so I have a brief presentation here. So what we're proposing, so for those who aren't familiar with Gateway, so Gateway students are typically referred by their local school districts after an expulsion typically. They are also referred by juvenile probation department, or after they go in front of the school attendance review board. And oftentimes they're known as the school of last resort, because if you are expelled for bringing a gun to school, for bringing substance to school, you go to the County Office of Ed School, which is Gateway. Next slide, please. And then who does Gateway serve? They serve justice-involved youth, or youth who are at risk of entering the justice system, foster youth. Many of our youth have special education needs. They're culturally and linguistically diverse learners. Many are short on credits and are at risk of not graduating, and they live in historically underserved neighborhoods. Some of them are even unhoused. Next slide, please. Thank you. So what we're proposing is to do a comprehensive study on the educational programming and services that are being offered at Gateway Corton Community Schools to ensure that the needs of our system impacted and at-risk youth are being met. And we anticipate that this project will take between 9 and 12 months. And at the completion of this project, we will issue a report that we will present at a meeting and distribute throughout the community. And again, this is to get an understanding of what the programming is like there, what are the challenges, what do they do well, are there things that they need? Do they need more funding? We don't know until, so that is what we're proposing tonight. So what I'm looking for is a motion to approve this project, or anyone would like to have any further discussion on it. Yes, Commissioner Bocanegra.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
With their polite declining this partnership or collaboration, was there a reason that they gave for declining?
Well, what was said in the email was that the county council didn't feel it was under our purview as it wasn't a juvenile institution. It was our interpretation of the Welfare and Institutions Code. And so what was strange is that usually one county council talks to another county council and then they let us know what the outcome is. But in this case, nobody called our county council. They just directly came at us and said no. So we just said, okay, that's fine. So we still need to gather the information. We still need to make sure that our kids are being served. So if they feel more comfortable with us doing it this way, we're happy to change course and, meet them where they are.
Quick question. I have a question. Are there any students that are on probation, maybe that have had some sort of difficulty between probation and the school, that have maybe filed a grievance through their probation department that would give us a reason to go there? Or can we provide another service that takes us to Gateway to find out exactly how the students plus the kids that are on probation, what type of rehabilitative, educational, transitional programs and assistance that they're receiving from the school? Because if these kids have been charged and convicted of a crime, and probation regularly visits or collaborates with this school, I think that it's kind of one of those components where we should be aware of what is happening and what type of services that the youth that we are responsible for are receiving at this educational institution that is a tentacle of the juvenile criminal justice system.
Yeah, it's a court and community school, right? The school of last resort in many cases, and very high risk for not graduating, all of the things that we talk about. So that's why we felt it was under our purview, but we feel that going forward with the project in this way, fully covered, and would be the best way to address it.
Well, I'll make that motion to definitely take on this project. I think it's very important that we consistently track our youth that are system impacted to find out if they are in fact receiving the services that our tax dollars are paying for, and to ensure that they are not falling through the fragmented services that we do know exist in all rehabilitative programs that they're supposed to be receiving, and education.
Thank you for that motion and for your comments. Any other discussion, and do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, so first by Commissioner Bocanegra, second by Commissioner Jeanette.
Commissioner,
Yes.
I just have a couple
Of
questions,
course,
if that's
yes.
okay. I wanted to ask, what does the process look like? Like, how would we go about making this report? Considering we don't have the permission to go.
No. So we have all the permission in the world to do the project. They declined us going in and doing it as part of our inspection.
I see.
So that's the difference. So we can do a project under both hats, delinquency prevention, juvenile justice, that's no problem. But what they objected to is it being as part of a formal inspection. So we felt that it would be easier. We're doing the inspection, maybe a 4 hour, we could get it done. But this way it'll take much longer, but maybe we needed a more comprehensive look. Maybe that's what we needed, so.
I was just wondering, do we know why they were considering like closing it a couple years ago? Like, did they have a reason why? Was it like funding or like something? Like, do we know why they considered like closing it a couple years ago?
I think there were several things happening back then. I know that Superintendent McGee was interested in sort of handing it back to the, in the conversations that I was involved with in the meetings I was at Gateway about this. They were talking about bringing it back to the school districts and sort of taking the county out of the equation. But these are kids who most of the time have been expelled from the district. So that separation, I think, is healthy. I think it's avoids conflict. It allows for a restart. I think, so it was that. It was probably money. We know that there's issues with staffing. But we've had several teachers leave. These are all very concerning things. Very concerning. Any other discussion before we take a vote?
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank
Members of public, if you wish to comment on this item, please raise your hand in Zoom or from this room. Okay, no hands are raised. We have a motion on the floor. All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Any nays? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes unanimously with Commissioner Huber Levy being absent.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, so next up is the Education Subcommittee update that'll be led by Commissioner Blanco.
Good evening, everyone. I apologize for being late. So we have had conversations here regarding breaking up the county into 3 parts, into 3 areas in regards to our school district liaison program. And so just for tonight's reviewing, this is the list that we came up with. The North County school districts, Central County school districts, and South County districts. And so it's just being presented tonight as draft and to see if there are any questions regarding why it was broken up this way. This was with Nicholas and with Shaquille and with Karen. So I just like to know if there's any questions that the commissioners have here regarding the 3 areas.
I mean, I'd love to invite you to ask me any questions. I'd love to respond if you have any that you can think of.
Actually, one question I have, what about districts that have schools that are in different subsets?
You mean school districts that
Like Sequoia?
that serve other cities?
Yeah, well, yeah, just how you have it broken up. between
Right,
north.
right. They would have to just be clumped up in that area because it's hard to break it up, right? It's hard to break up a school district. For example, San Mateo Union High School District, they serve 6 cities, right? They serve San Bruno, Millbrae, Burlingame.
Pacifica.
But San Mateo Union High School
No?
District's not, that's Jefferson Union High School
Okay.
District. Well, like Jefferson Union, that's Pacifica, Daly City, right? And so with San Mateo Union High School District, it's Foster City, San Mateo, Burlingame, so that's 6 cities. It's hard to break those ones up when they're serving so many communities.
So I had a question about the high schools. Were they intentionally, is the intention to go start with the elementary and middle schools? Is that the intention?
Well, just right now, the intention is just to split up the 23 school districts here in the county so that when we're ready to roll out our liaison school district partnerships initiative is the little name that we're giving it, that so we're going to be working out the kinks exactly what that role is going to look like. But for right now, we're just sharing how the 23 school districts are being broken up. So for those who don't know, there's 17 elementary school districts, 3 unified school districts, and 3 union high school districts for our county. Bless you, Cookie.
Okay, my only, is Los Lamitos I thought that was San Bruno, no?
No.
Okay, I guess I really don't know my school districts, it looks like. Okay, so the only question I would have is about the central county with 7 and 8 with Redwood City Elementary and Sequoia. Because that seems like south to me. But did we do that because the other ones were heavy or?
Well, I know that the one thing we really didn't consider was the coast side. So
Yeah.
how to separate that? If that's the case, then we would have to make another category. That would be the coast side.
Okay.
That would be Pacifica, Cabrillo, La Honda, Pescadero.
And they have unique challenges out on the coast that may, part of that.
I would say it would be more Cabrillo and La Honda, Pescadero than compared to Pacifica Elementary School District.
Yeah, Pacifica kind of crosses over. with South
Because-
City, Daly City.
Yeah, Pacifica, we definitely include them in North County.
Okay. Okay. Any other questions? I appreciate your work on this. I think that if we are really going to make a difference in the school to prison pipeline, it has to start at the schools. And so having 2 members who are on the school board on this commission really helps us get going because thank you for your efforts on this.
I just want to add one more thing, Joanna,
Yeah.
please. So the example you shared earlier, how you went to advocate
Yes.
on behalf of a youth
Yeah.
that was on the edge of being referred to be sent somewhere else where he really didn't belong to be somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's the game plan for this initiative of this liaison, a partnership with school districts. So when a youth might be in that situation, that we can serve as an advocate to ensure that the student is getting what they need, if not find alternatives, and especially if they have IEPs, if they're in special ed, to make sure that the school districts are being held accountable to make sure that they're providing the services that they say that they have to. That's a legal document. So thank you for sharing that example because that's going to be part of this initiative.
Well, it's really powerful. I know Commissioner Bocanegra and I, we went on another meeting and all this youth was in the hall for over a year and all he wanted to do was walk the stage. And they said, well, you're in the hall, you can't walk the stage. And Paul and I were like, no, he can walk the stage. And he went to school and he walked the stage and he did great. But all it needs is somebody to go and say, this is important and they're worthy of this. And I'll vouch for them. And then it's powerful work. So thank you.
I had a question. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
For Commissioner Blanco, I just wanted to ask, do you need more people to help, or is your team well equipped?
Well, we're all going to be part of this. That's the next presentation when we iron out exactly what the role and responsibilities are going to be with the liaisons. Well, first of all, it's going to be when we do have this, when we all are assigned as a liaison to either North Central or South County. The idea is to start reaching out to these school districts to first introduce ourselves, share with them what the JJDPC is and how we're here to serve and how we're here as partners and what the reasoning and the why behind this initiative so that we can start working towards making sure that we are there to advocate on behalf of our youth that needs it, where sometimes there might be a situation where I've had experiences. My oldest is 34 now, and I remember when she had friends who were young Latino males, and they knew I was very active in the school district, not only in the elementary school district, but also at Capuchino High. And when their parents didn't really understand how the public education system works, they would ask me, Ms. Blanco, I have this meeting. My father doesn't understand. My mom doesn't understand. Can you please come help? And of course, with the permission of the parents, I would go in and help support the youth. So our kids need it.
They do.
So
Thank you for this.
I
Okay,
wanted to just mention a meeting that I had earlier today in my school district. The superintendent, myself, and another board member started having meetings with the 3 police chiefs from Daly City, Broadmoor, and Colma. And one thing that was brought up in the meeting that was kind of surprising, our student services director brought up the fact that CPS referrals, when they're made or complaints are made, no matter what it is, even if it's just someone has a question or thinks something should be checked out, CPS doesn't, they're not the first responders anymore. It's the police departments. And so the police departments have to go no matter what the type of complaint is. And most of the time, the police don't want to go. The school districts don't like that this is happening. The parents and, of course, the students don't. And the big problem with that is that if you're sending someone in a uniform to go check on something, people are not going to be forthcoming. You know, the students, I mean, the children and the adults close off. And then some of those adults may need some help and services. They might not be abusing the child, but whatever's going on, they're going to shut down sometimes if there's an officer um, that's reporting because someone called, right? So this was something that I was very surprised to hear today, and I wasn't sure if the commissioners knew about this. And I wish that BHRS would have been here today because we could have asked them some questions about this.
or John Fong. So who did you meet with? Muncie and who did you meet?
Well, the chief of Daly City, that's Chief Cameron, and then there was the chief and assistant chief of Colma, and then the chief of Broadmoor.
And did they say that this was a recent policy change?
I don't know how recent it is, but it's definitely a change. But I don't think it's that recent. And what they brought up is that it was just kind of done under the radar.
Oh, because
Yeah.
it used to be the more serious offenses that required immediate action and had a turnaround time of, urgent, the
Right.
police would get involved.
Exactly. That's what they brought
Yeah.
up. They're saying that, so what it is that CPS has 10 days. And so that's why, and they don't want to go out in the beginning if they don't know if it's serious or not. So they just rather the police go. And the police don't like it because it might not be serious at all, but they're there and that could escalate the whole, situation. So it's pretty bad. And I think I'm bringing it up here because since we're a countywide commission, this is something we can bring up on a countywide level and just start asking some questions and see where it goes.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that information. That is a change that we definitely need to follow, and thank you. Okay, did we already call for public comment on this? Okay.
All right, members of the public, if you wish to comment on this item, item 6 regarding educational subcommittee update, please raise your hand in Zoom or in this room. Okay, no hands are raised. Back to you, Chair.
Okay, so next up is a project update, and we have the Delinquency Prevention Conference, Prevention and Action Schools, Communities, and Youth Voices that Commissioner Blanco is going to talk to us about.
So last year, we did bring it up before the commission and we did approve moving forward with facilitating a juvenile youth justice conference with the focus on delinquency prevention. And that's what the conference is called, Prevention Action, Schools, Community, and Youth Voices. And so far, when we talked about it last year, we were looking at having it happen in October, having CSM be the venue host, but time escaped us and we weren't able to make it happen. But we brought it back and had the conversations. We had a couple conversations regarding it already. And so I just wanted to share with you all that there are about 27 partners that I have reached, not all of them. I still have a couple more to go, but I want to read of the ones, just examples to share with you all of who's going to be part of this conference as far as hosting a table to share information. The school districts are the target audience. And So for example, PHP stands for Parent Helping Parents, and that's an organization based out of San Jose that helps empower parents to understand the special ed program and the laws and how they learn how to advocate on behalf of their child who has special needs. CASA, YUCA, the Young Women's Freedom Center, National Center for Youth Law Center, Edgewood, FLY, Live in Peace, Sheriff's Activities League, OYCR, LAUNA, that stands for the Laborers International Union of North America. They might come in and just host a table, and they're also interested in becoming a sponsor. The state level PAL, Police Activities League, Rosales Scholarship Foundation, Fortitude Careers, Cal Kids. Cal Kids is actually a program out of the state treasurer's office that is free college money. And all that the youth need to do is to obtain their statewide identifier number, SSID number. And all they need is that number and their birthdays, and it's free money for them. They target low income, foster youth, and homeless youth. And they can get up to $1,500 if they qualify for all three categories. And it also gains interest. So students as young as second grade, the parents can, and then as they grow, the money grows as well. So, and they have up until age of 26 to cash it in and use it for school. Probation, Project Change, Youth Leadership Institute, Friends for Youth, Chase Love, ALAS. The BAC stands for Bay Area Creative, Debug, Silicon Valley, San Mateo City PAL, Redwood City PAL, and so Catalino Tapia Scholarship Foundation. So these are just some that I have yet to reach out to see if they're willing to partner. So far, no one has said no. They love the fact that the commission is working towards facilitating a conference for this purpose. One executive director said, "You're speaking my language." So I also do have a list of folks that we can target for sponsorship. Today, I actually spoke with Angelica, who's Dr. Manuel Alejandro Perez's assistant, executive assistant. He's the president of CSM. So we're going to look to see when we can schedule a meeting so we can lock down the date. When we thought about doing this, October is actually National Youth Justice Action Month. So it kind of played well to have it, and it made a lot of sense to have it in October. But since October is not the target month, looking at January, which actually might not be a bad idea in January for a lot of reasons. One, it's National Mentoring Month, so we can totally play, and it has more meaningful impact on the conference. So that's all I have for right now. By next month's meeting, we should have a little bit more information. For sure, we should have the date locked down.
Beautiful. Do you want to sort of give us an idea of some of the partners that you've lined up? I mean,
Well, I just read them all.
oh, okay.
Those are the partners that may either facilitate a workshop
Mhm.
or they might table and share information with school district staff, and also might facilitate. So the workshops, we still need to, with the planning committee, we need to just figure out, bless you, the workshops. But these
Okay.
are the folks so far for right now, but I know this list is going to grow.
It's really quite amazing. Now, I was on the phone with Commissioner Blanco, and like by the hour, like 10 more people were signed on. So, I mean, it was like rapidly moving. And so I really think that this is going to really be exceptional, and what we're going to be able to offer the youth with stipends and the panels and just everything about this project is exciting. And in our statewide meeting that we do, there in Ventura County, they did something like this. They said it was a huge success. So other counties are doing this, and I think that we're going to all benefit from it. So I
Right, and thank
appreciate
you for that
taking it up.
suggestion. I still need to reach out to Commissioner Valerie Salazar from Ventura County. And we also will be looking at to see who we can bring in for as a keynote speaker. Most likely it would be someone that is an expert in whether they have had themselves lived experience in the juvenile youth detention centers, or just a true diehard advocate, right? That's been doing this work. And so the sponsorship will need money for it. Not sure how much we're looking at, but when we share this information with potential sponsors, for example, Layuna, they're like, they said, we've sponsored programs like this before. So, and the connection can easily be made there with the trades and with our youth. So, and then the stipends will also go to, we will be ending the day with system impacted youth panel. So everyone can hear from them, hear their stories and their experiences in schools.
Yeah, I think it'll be a real opportunity for everyone. And so we're working on a date, so we should have a date by the next meeting, I would.
Right. Well, Angelica actually sent you an email on to see if, when you can meet.
Okay, I will look for that. Thank you so much for your work on this. Should we be soliciting folks, looking through our networks to find folks who are interested in tabling, like maybe In Our Care might be interested, maybe other.
Sure, if there's anyone that's even listening, that's might be listening to our recorded version of our meeting tonight, please feel free to reach out to share. If there's someone that, like I said, this is just the first go around, but I know it's going to grow. Did reach out. Melissa from Fly actually was one of the first partners that I reached out, and she already had a couple people that she said she'd like to bring in. And so when I reached out to Hector Molina from Edgewood in San Bruno, he had brought on already someone as well. So it's a win-win for everyone.
I think so too. So thank you for all of your efforts on that. Do we want to take public comment?
Sure, members of the public, if you wish to comment on item 7, or the project updates, please raise your hand in this room or on Zoom. All right, no hands are raised. Back to you.
All right, well, we are just moving quickly through our agenda tonight. So the next item is the update for the educational evaluation, and Commissioner Huber Levy is not here this evening, so I'll go ahead and report out that the educational inspections will be taking place. The dates I have in the email are September 23rd and September 25th. So those with school getting back, this is our last inspection that needs to be completed, our last evaluation. So that is underway. Do we need public comment?
Oh, we can ask.
Okay.
Members of the public, if you wish to comment on item 8, please raise your hand in this room or on Zoom. All right, no hands are raised. Back to you.
Okay. And then our final agenda item tonight are announcements, and there's quite a few. We have quite a few announcements. So the first announcement is our annual retreat, which is going to be on September 20th. And I will be sending out the location as soon as I receive it. We hope to be able to use the community activities building, the City of Redwood City Park and Rec Center. They've donated space to us the last 2 years. So I'm hoping to hear back on whether or not they can offer us that space again. So as soon as I have that, I will let you know. I also wanted to point out that Governor Newsom made some judicial appointments, and one of those appointments was here in San Mateo County, and that was Commissioner Mao. I hope I'm not saying his name wrong, but he's been serving as a commissioner on the Superior Court for some time now, and the governor has appointed him to be a judge. So we have a new addition to our bench here in the county. I noticed that on today's Board of Supervisors agenda, the sexual abuse lawsuits were back on the agenda in closed session. So I looked that up and I saw that the Court of Appeal had ruled that these suits can move forward. So I'm guessing that that's why. So those suits are still in process. So I wanted to update folks on that. I mean, then really big is the BSCC Title 15 and Title 24 revisions. And that's why in the agenda packet you saw I made a Google folder. There are so many documents right now that are coming out that are really relevant to the work that we do. So with the Title 15 revisions, Title 24 revisions, I'll just go over a couple that struck me as being really important. And So one is staff training. It mandates that staff, probation staff be trained in adolescent brain development, de-escalation, youth bill of rights, suicide prevention. So that'd be additional. It also requires an independent appeal review when a youth files a grievance. So oftentimes a youth will file a grievance, and then if an appeal is filed, the same person handles the appeal. We saw that in several instances in this inspection period, where the person that was being grieved was the person that not only handled the grievance, but also then handled the appeal. So this new revision will help with that. There's lots of gender inclusive language. There's no more he's and she's. It's all very gender inclusive language. Group punishment is also prohibited. And so please take some time to familiarize yourself with these policies. There's also case planning provisions that have to be made, reentry provisions. These are big things. A lot of this originated because of SB 823 and SYTF. So for a while now, we've had the Title 15 and 24 that didn't match, right? Because the legislation and the codes hadn't caught up. So now they have, and there have been some significant changes. So please familiarize yourself with that, because going forward next year, these will all be issues that we'll be looking for in our inspections. OICR has also come out with some wonderful publications: the Youth Dignity Guide, the DJJ Realignment Report, the Ombudsman's Report to the Legislator, their annual report, and their AB 102 report. So lots of reading, but it's well worth it. And there's a Google Drive for the public. If you go to our agenda packet and you click on the link, it'll bring you to all of the documents that I mentioned here. Are there any other announcements for any other? Looks like we're going to be adjourning early. Go ahead.
So over the weekend, I attended a new event that's happening here in our county called Cultura Fest. South San Francisco hosted it. Last year was in San Carlos. And what it really is, the founders, it's a husband and wife, and they founded Cultura Fest. And what it is that they celebrate the Salvadoreño culture, the country. And so, like I said, it held in South City. And so I had come to this table that was there, and I spoke with their executive director. His name is Mike Taylor, and their dance program director, Tim McLean, and their organization's called BAC, Bay Area Creative. And it was really interesting to find out that they put this book together. It's called Unheard Voices, Poems from Juvenile Hall Youth
Whoa.
and Bay Area Students. And so what this project is that they had the juvenile, the youth that was in the facility, they ended up writing poems. And what they did was they sent it to high school students in Richmond. The students from Richmond, in the high school in Richmond, then responded in a poem. So when you read the book, I just barely got it, so I haven't read all of it. But it was really interesting what the project, what the program was about. And so on the left side, it has the youth that's incarcerated, and on the right side is the response.
Wow.
So it was really impactful, and the stories that they shared was that they felt, the youth that were in the facility felt that they felt finally heard from other youth, because a lot of the other youth in the high school had similar experiences. So I'd like to see if there's a possibility to see if we can have them come at next month's meeting so they can speak about why they did it, who they worked with, and the final outcome. So it's called Unheard Voices.
And was that the kids at the Sonoma County Juvenile Hall? Because I thought I remembered reading about this in the Press Democrat.
Oh, I think so.
It's a
Yes,
beautiful
Sonoma.
idea.
Mhm.
It's a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
And is that book available on Amazon or just through BAC?
I would think so. I can find out. for
Okay.
you. You can check it
Because
out.
that would be a beautiful resource. and something that we could easily replicate here.
This was just done in 2023. This is just like yesterday.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We're supposed to have a presentation next month that's going to take like 30 minutes. So we may have to move this to October, but
Okay.
I love this idea
Okay.
and thank you for going, and maybe we can have them table at our event too.
They've already said that they're going to come to the conference.
Oh, good, good. Okay. Any other announcements? Anybody?
Just a comment about that announcement. This is something that, I don't know, Jaya, you want to talk about it, but we had spoken about this as well to go along with our idea to do podcasting and blogging, that eventually we could figure out how to get the youth voices in there. And we just don't know what the procedures are as far as, confidentiality and whatnot. So that's what I would be interested in as far as this organization, is how they deal with that.
So I think basically how that has always worked in the halls that I've been in is that we just don't use names, or they use initials and we don't identify, and they share what they want under this, just like they do with Beat Within when they write in Beat Within. Same, they can use, a pen name, or they use their initials, but they are completely protected, but at the same time allowed to open up and voice what's going on for them.
Adding on to that, Commissioner, do you have
Yeah.
any suggestions for how we could maybe reach these youth necessarily, see if they'd be interested in speaking with us? Like maybe we could go through the schools, or do you have any suggestions?
Well, I think that's probably something that we should hold a meeting about, to see what we're looking for, where what voice, what the topics are, and how to go about that. So that's something we should probably talk about offline. Yeah, thank you. All right, so with that, we are adjourning our meeting at 6:38. I think this is the earliest we've ever adjourned. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you all.